Right, good afternoon guys. It's Monday and I've been out to see friends. I've got a friend with a printing company, so I've been to see him today and just talking about things. Also went to Gun Hill Studios, which is a photo video studio, big one. It's really cool. Went up on Beachy Head, just thought I'd have a look and see
GPS connected. Start recording.
when everything's finished doing what it wants to do. I thought I would go up Beachy Head, have a little cruise around and see what was about, see if there's anything worth photographing. I was hoping I'd see a combine harvester out, but I can't think I've missed most of it. Some bits have been left. I actually had a chat to a farmer who came down because I was flying the drone over the field. I thought, oh, here we go, he's going to have a go, but he didn't. He told me he didn't care. It was totally fine. And he said, yeah, the cost of, well, this is tight up here actually. The cost of everything for farming and stuff like that has gone through the roof, obviously we know that. And obviously the prices and everything going to go through the roof even more. So yeah, that was an interesting chat actually about farming itself and how it works and this, that and the other, and sometimes it's profitable, sometimes it's not. It's just the harder now, and next year is going to be harder as well. So yeah, interesting, but really nice chat to him. I put the drone up and yeah, it was totally fine flying it, other than a couple of signal drops when I went around behind a tree, which is quite a big tree to be fair, and I kind of expected it to actually lose a little bit of signal. But yeah, really nice little church, and I got the 35mm on, as you'll see in a sec, about the handle, cage handle, so I can literally, or top handle should we say. So you'll be able to see how, if that makes any difference. I mean, my walking probably doesn't help. I need to learn how to walk smoother to do stuff. But yeah, other than that, that's just a learning curve. So I've not done that really before. So I didn't want a full-size gimbal because I've had one before. I just don't have the time to learn how to use one of them properly. And also the fact that you have to rebalance the bloody thing every time you change lenses. It's just time-consuming. So it's not what I'm about. You know, I have to get on with things. You know, so a gimbal isn't really ideal for what I need. I mean, some of the GoPros are more suitable to what I need for this sort of stuff. So anyway, yeah, put the drone up. The graveyards, churchyards, etc. are fantastic for wildlife, bugs and everything like that, and there's loads of wildflowers. So basically I took the 35mm off and put the 135 G Master on the A1, and just had a little walk around the churchyard there, and got some bees and loads of bees flying around constantly, like hundreds. Other things I've caught in shot, I had a 35mm on at the time, but it looked like a fly on top of another fly, so I don't know if they do like mid-air sex, I'm not really sure. So that's quite interesting, but I had to zoom in a lot to see exactly what was going on, but it was flying away at the time. What else did we do? Me. Oh, nice driving. Lovely when people just pull out in front of you without even looking. What was I saying? Oh yeah, grasshopper. Got a couple of shots of the grasshoppers, which is cool. They were pretty stationary, even though they were hopping around all over the place. If you moved up to them slowly. And that's one reason I kept the 135 G Master over the Sigma 135 f1.8 R series lens. It's because I can focus another 10 or 12 centimeters closer, and for bug shots and stuff like that, it's brilliant. One thing you do have to take into account is obviously when you're that close, your depth of field is extremely shallow, too shallow in fact. You just move forward or backwards very slightly, and a bee's face can go in and out of focus that easily. So I was shooting f4, f5.6, stuff like that, and I seem to have good shots. Plus also, when the bees and stuff fly away, you've kind of generally got to hit them in that focal plane. So yeah, huge difference in the shots really if you just stop your aperture down slightly. A lot of people think because it can go wide open you should be shooting wide open all the time. Quite often I'm down at f5.6, f8 even, a couple of shots, just to get a bit more depth, you know. Yeah, then you have to adjust your ISO and your shutter speed back up to what you need it to be, but you know, it's either that or a shot that's just too shallow, looks shit, and you have to give up and maybe do another shot, but you know, who knows. Anyway, I'm heading off to the petrol station because I've burnt quite a bit, and then I'm going to head back and do some editing. Got a new laptop, so that's working actually pretty good. I was just taking a little bit used to it. I've used a big PC for years, and now I'm obviously down to a PC, but it's a lot more powerful than I actually thought. I thought it was only a 2.2 gigahertz processor in there. It's not, it's actually a 5. Its base or minimum is 2.2, so when it needs it, it beefs it up. It's actually more powerful and faster than my big PC was, so very pleased on that. And now I can work mobile, so basically I can take it with me and just work, so really pleased in that really, so really cool, very pleased. Yeah, so I'm just gonna now cruise and get some fuel, maybe some lunch. It's 10 to 4. Well guys, so normally I'm walking like this, and this is just handheld, me holding the camera. I'm a bit sort of like wobbly, but I try and keep it as steady as I can. This is with the intelligent active stabilisation on. It doesn't look too bad, but occasionally obviously it's a bit, and I do walk a bit like a bloody stomping elephant sometimes, and it's difficult at the moment. I'm on uneven ground, so I have let's focus on that handle that goes on top of the camera, which I'm just going to slide on. I'm going to leave it recording and put it the right way around. See, helps. Leave it recording for a moment and make sure. Screw on. I wanted something, there's loads out there. You have to use Allen keys and everything to put on. So this is me walking normally, holding the camera with 2 hands, and then this is me holding it with just the handle. I'm still on very rough ground, so I'm walking kind of normally, but it'd be interesting to see. I'll still see it. Well, I've got a lot of practice to do, but it could be interesting to see. I don't know how I should walk. Need to learn. But I had a really nice chat to the farmer who was nearby. I was just flying the drone around, and yeah, interesting. I don't know if I should be walking like a little ninja. I mean, does that look pretty steady? I don't know. I'm wobbling. I can see the camera moving around still, but I'm not on very good ground at all. So that maybe have something to do with it as well. Cool old church. I suppose actually if I pull the screen out I can actually see the screen. There we go. That's better. As you can see, I'm still a bit all over the place. But yeah. Cool old church. Fantastic. Just missed a buzzard, which was really annoying, but then I'm doing this, so it doesn't really matter. So have a little walk around. Butterflies everywhere. These old stones everywhere. Some of them you can't read because they've been here such a long time. Yeah. So I'm shooting at 60 frames per second. I just need some practice to get my footings correct and how to hold this properly. Oh, look. Dead bumblebee. Yeah, dead. Sadly. I have got my strap on here as well, which is probably not helping much. So if I just walk normally, this is an experimentation video, so anybody out there who's got lots of experience, I don't really want a gimbal. I've tried that before. I don't have the time to learn how to use it, and I probably wouldn't be using it very often, so it's a bit difficult. to use. So this I thought will be ideal. So out to the field, and on some of them they have done half the field, but we've still got some wheat here. So should be able to get a couple of cool, nice landscape photos, which would be nice. Looks stunning. So I'm just going to swap to the camera and take a few pictures, walk back, and what a beautiful day. May even put the drone back up again for another flight, but we shall see. I don't really know. God, I mean, this is a 35mm, so it's probably a bit too close, up my nose or something. A bit like Doug, what's his name, off the car thing on YouTube. He refuses to buy a GoPro or something to stick inside the car. Has this lens that sticks up his nose pretty much. So let's get to the point where we can see 3 trees together as a shot. Looks like some of the animals have actually been eating this. Not gone too far. Come on, Steve, wake up. Oh, they're too big slightly, but we'll do it. Yeah, the walking and not falling over thing, you can see that is all over the shot. And I need to get attacked by bees. Yeah. The handle's cool because it's literally one screw on, locks into it 2 pins, and I can just walk around like this, and I don't know how it looks like. Like I say, at the moment I've still got my strap swinging around, which I haven't probably taken off. So anyway, I need to come down and do those trees at night time. That'd be so cool with the stars and everything. Really, really cool. I'm going to put the 135G Master on, not for video so much, but let's do some butterfly shots. There's a few butterflies flying around. Oh, do you know what? Let's just mess around with that. Spoke to the farmer about life. Really cool. Nice farmer. Stopped and I just asked him about the trees and everything and the actual land and how much you get per acre. And it was really, really interesting. He was telling me how hard farming is. Not generally, it's a hard job anyway, we know that, but just the cost of everything that's gone through the roof is the main worry for them in this country. And the real world possibility of food shortages, and that's the crazy thing, There's a buzzard flying around which I got with 35mm. Lots of low flying planes at the moment. So he drove into this field and then drove out again, I don't know what he was up to, but let's see what this field goes to. So he went over there somewhere. But yeah, so anyway, that's what lenses. I can hear a helicopter or something. Definitely. Totally unprepared for that. But okay, right, let's take this. Make sure you take the handle off before you poke yourself in the face with an aluminium handle. It's always good. The Coast Guard helicopter cruising over. You can hear it from miles away. Grasshopper. Grasshopper. So with the 4K 120 videos you saw there, I just slowed it down 4 times so you get a bit of slow motion feel. The photo, really like this one. Not perfect, but pretty cool. 35mm on the trees. This one's the 135G Master. I just really like it. The old gravestones and all the lovely wild flowers and everything around. There's a bee just launching off that thistle flower there, which was shot at 1/4000th of a second. F4. Another bee doing the same thing, same settings. The light was actually changing quite a bit, but it was actually fine at that moment in time. So I do 2 different types of bee there. The butterflies were all over the place. I did see one dragonfly, but it just disappeared, which was a real shame. But loads of scope for, and it's really warm. All you could hear was the grasshoppers, which I managed to get one shot. And it just shows you with the 135G Master having that extra little bit of focus distance that you can grab compared to the Sigma version. It really suits itself to things like butterflies and things like that. And you can put extension tubes on it to get even closer. Anyway, I took the drone up, as you can see here. It was quite windy. It was about 15, 17 miles an hour winds. Totally fine though, no real drama. Still shooting in a flat profile and then adjusting it as I, what I want to see. So it's a pretty realistic colours and everything as you're looking at now, to as within reason. So yeah, really loving the Mini 3 Pro. In fact, I'm loving all of the kit I own right now. The RX10 Mark IV is still holding its own very, very well. The Mini 3 is behaving itself nicely, which is good. The A1 is just an absolute beast, and it doesn't matter if people hate it or what, it is a really good work tool, and it's allowing me to do a lot of things that I couldn't do before. A few little things that could do with a few tweaks, like the intelligent stabilization, could do with a little bit of a adjustment, I think, but other than that, it is pretty good. Brave pill, I mean, I'm 100 meters away or so I can't even see where the drone is. I'm just relying on the sensors there to go under that tree. And we're on a sloping hill to the left. As you can see, it is going up to the left. So my distance from the floor and everything was fluctuating a little bit as well. Took it up over the lane there and the trees, so you can see the hay bales, which is the fact I didn't actually know were there until I popped up over and went, oh, that's cool. So some little big round hay bales. Just a beautiful day, and I'm so glad I went out. It was a bit of a waste of time over on Beachy Head area, but at the same time, sometimes you find new locations like this which are absolutely awesome. I say new, I have been here probably 20 odd years ago with the old film cameras, and we did some low light star shots of the church, which I have no idea where the photos would have gone, but I don't think we even knew those trees were there, and I'd imagine 20 odd years ago they would have been a little bit smaller, but worked out really nicely. I like the fact there's 3 of them, and I could get some quite cool shots of them from the air and from the ground as well. So that was really, really nice. Like I say, just getting out. Been very, very busy recently, and just getting out for non-work purposes is really nice. Obviously I'm making a video right now, so it's kind of work, but at the same time, a lot of experimentation with the new handle and things like that. But it's like we're a little bit obsessed with what we do, aren't we? So it's just a case of a good excuse to get out and play. The church and everything looked really nice, and just the beautiful countryside around it was just awesome. I couldn't live in a city. Hats off to people who like it, but I prefer this stuff any day of the week. Beautiful countryside, peace and quiet. I mean, I saw 2 people, one the farmer and a dog walker, who just walked down to, I think, just put some flowers on a grave. But yeah, absolutely wonderful. I really like the way the clouds are just cruising over. You can see the shadows there as well. So, but yeah, here's a couple of other pictures I'm going to put into the video at the end. But don't forget to click the subscribe button, little notification bell as well. Any questions about any of the kit that I use, feel free to leave below. And yeah, I'll see you soon.